everybody, and welcome back to Two Idiots Reading Comics. This week is episode 19. We're going to talk about the new Teen Titans, the Judas Contract. Glad to have everybody back again. So this podcast isn't just us talking, me and Talmadge talking on here. It's hopefully a discussion between everybody, so they can put in their feedback, so we can get communication with the community. Please engage with us. Like, subscribe, comment. Please, the more we have feedback from the community, the more we can do, the better we can be. Again, you can watch our videos on Two Idiots Reading Comics on YouTube. Also listen on Spotify, anywhere you listen to your podcast at Two Idiots RC. And like us again on Two Idiots Reading Comics at Instagram and Twitter. And hopefully we can get your engagement and your feedback, and we can make this as good as we possibly can. Well, all right, let's get into the episode.
And welcome to episode 19 of Two Idiots Reading Comics, and welcome to another week of Davis struggling to do our intro. Getting our Twitter and YouTube names mixed up.
I might get it one day. It's our own fucking podcast, and I still can't get the shit straight.
At least you said reading and comics instead of read or comic
Yeah.
like you did the last few episodes.
Jesus, I'll get it straight one day for our own shit. So he can't say too fucking much. He does the same shit sometimes.
Sometimes. But I edit it, so I only let you know when you fuck up.
Yeah, I know.
Today, I don't think I've ever heard you talk about a storyline just in our time of knowing each other and us both realizing we were nerds. You love the Teen Titans because of the old cartoon.
Cartoon Network. The original. Well, I wouldn't say the original. I mean, I don't even know what to call it. I don't even know what to call it, though.
Not the Teen Titans Go that is on now,
well,
but the one before it.
That doesn't count. I don't give a shit. That doesn't count.
You know what?
No,
we're not We're not going to divide our community.
We're just gonna move it forward.
Well, obviously, me and you prefer the one before it, but there is a group of people that we want to subscribe and hopefully one day give us money, and they can like whatever show they want.
Your preference is your preference. We'll go from there. But Teen Titans. I grew up with them. Honestly, probably the first.
Is that the first superhero content you ever saw?
That's what I'm thinking about. I honestly think it is. The Hulk movies, not the
Edward Norton.
Not the Edward Norton, but the one before Bruce Banner. Not before the Hulk we know of now.
Yeah, Edward Norton.
Him. Like, that might have been
the one Universal one that is still technically Marvel.
Yeah,
universe.
Which I don't understand how it. Yeah.
Okay. Because
that one, and then there was one before.
There was one before, and that was complete trash.
That one might be the first, depending on the years. I don't know. I don't remember the years of the Cartoon Network Teen Titans and that one.
No,
not the one that they classify in Marvel, but the one before that.
I don't think it was the first piece of superhero content I ever saw, but I remember my Grams, who now lives in Florida, used to have the Lou Ferrigno Hulk TV show.
Never watched one.
Had it
Never saw
DVD.
Never saw a minute of it before.
Boy, it was. I mean, I was little when I watched it, and I don't want to watch it because it might not. I'm sure I didn't enjoy it the way people back then enjoyed it.
Well, it's like Disney Plus now. You don't want to go back and watch like Even Stevens, Hannah Montana, that shit, because you're sitting there going, it will not hold up to my imagination now.
I'd love
like
Even
at the
Stevens,
time it was like the greatest thing, but now if I went back and watched it, I'd be like, oh God, this ruined everything.
Yeah. Yeah, you got me thinking about Even Stevens. But but that's an interesting question. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Or if you're on podcast, tweet it. Or if you're just listening to podcast, tweet at us. What was the first piece of superhero content you ever remember watching?
And I'm sitting here actively thinking, I know there was Smallville, the TV show.
Yeah.
And I know I didn't see that before.
I
DC.
never did. We have a friend that is
Cartoon
obsessed
Network.
with
Holy
that.
shit, is he
Bro,
obsessed?
The Vow on HBO.
The Vow.
The Vow. It's about a fairly recent cult that turned into a sex cult.
Oh, okay.
Two people, like, they were mainstream actresses. You remember how big
she was in
Smallville.
Smallville.
Yeah.
Yes. She's got the tattoo or the
She's got
brand on her hip. Yeah.
They're doing a documentary series on that cult. And basically there was two how the fuck you're that famous and become members of a sex cult? I don't know. But there were two girls off of Smallville and two girls off of Battlestar Galactica.
Are in that cult?
I think there's I haven't gotten to the end yet because it's weekly. But shoot, it might be done by the time this comes out. But they were in that cult. Like,
wow.
While in that show, while they were doing the show.
Jesus.
But yeah.
Well, there's apparently is it a Boy Meets World? Is it a Boy Meets World?
Oh, the Boy Meets World.
She's a porn star now.
I don't know about porn star. I think,
or she's an
going
actress,
into
and
porn.
she activates.
I think she has a me. Not me. Why did I say Me Too?
Okay.
I think she has an OnlyFans. Is what it is.
But it's weird. Like,
doesn't mean I didn't want to go look it up.
We won't go there. That's
unfortunately
that's a different podcast for a different day.
Unfortunately, it wasn't Topanga Lawrence.
Jesus, that was every voice.
That's one show that did hold up. I've
gone back and watched
that
one's done.
A few episodes of Boy Meets World.
We digress. The only other
Teen Titans is what the show is about today.
the only other superhero movies that I can actively think about, but didn't realize. I mean, yeah, they're superhero movies, but didn't actually realize we're in the same universe because I was young. I mean, Teen Titans Cartoon Network came out when we were in,
I think, late elementary school,
fourth through seventh grade.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
You had the 1990s Batman with Clooney.
Yeah. Batman and Robin.
And I remember watching those movies.
It's kind of like the prequels to Star Wars because everybody said it was trash, but our generation loved it. We didn't know any better.
That's what we grew up with.
Yeah, we didn't know any better.
I'm sure I watched Jesus. I'm sure I watched those at the same time.
Yeah.
Superman with DC Legends Adam, that guy.
Okay.
He had some 90s movies.
Yeah.
I'm sure I watched those at the same time, if not before, and didn't know.
Oh, that guy. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Superman Returns.
Yeah.
Not a great movie. But
no,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But at the time, we didn't know any better. I mean, it
not
was...
Superman Returns. I don't know. It's got the guy who plays
the
Atom
he did three
DC's
movies.
Legends of Tomorrow. Yeah.
He played in 3 movies.
Yeah.
The Lex Luthor... Oh, God, I can't remember his name.
He didn't do 3 movies. He did that one.
He just did one? I think
his name is Brandon. I don't know his full name. But yeah.
Either way, I'm sure I watched those at the same time, but the show that I realized was a DC superhero show was Teen Titans. That was in the same universe that dealt with Batman, Superman, Flash, Green Lantern. Yeah. Everybody was Teen Titans. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I love Teen Titans. Or do whatever you want to say.
And everyone knows that whole Teen Titans cartoon led up to what was their take on the Judas Contract, which is what we read.
Right.
And we finally circle around back to it. Teen Titans Judas Contract is what we read this week, and we're here to talk about it.
Yeah. This came out.
Credit some people.
Yeah. Let's start with this. We have digressed for how long now? Way too long. 10 minutes. Wow.
This might be a long one today.
So Judas Contract came out in 1980. Mm-hmm. What we read, this collected edition. Tomwich would have shared it on Instagram and Twitter. Yep. I was reading on Comixology.
Yes, so was I.
So was you. Mm-hmm. All right, so it's the collected, whether that was created in 1980 or...
I think the storyline came out in 1980.
Okay, cool.
I don't think it was like the Spider-Man Kraven's Last Hunt where it was
like
3 different series
put together in whatever.
This was a series called the New
Teen Titans. Okay. Yeah.
But it was written by Marv Wolfman.
Yep.
Wolfman.
I got Wolfman.
Okay.
They misspelled it in the comic.
Yeah,
because at first it says Woolman.
Yeah, that's.
But then later on, it's co-created by Wolfman.
Yeah.
And George Perez.
I was 90% sure it was Wolfman, but I put Woman here.
Yeah.
Penciler George Perez, fucking legend.
Yes. Yeah. He's still going strong. Or
I want to say he's still alive.
I would think.
Do not quote me on it. Ink by a bunch of different people. Dick
Giordano.
Yes, that one. Mike DeClaro, Romeo Tangal, and George Perez.
Yep.
Color. Adrene.
Sure.
Roy. Anthony Tolan, and then letters by Ben Oda, John Costanza, and Todd Klein and Bob Lepan.
And then co-created by, like we said, Marv Wolfman and George Perez.
So let me just go ahead and we both have this. Let's just go ahead and get it out of the way. So me and you started reading comic books around 2012, 2013 in that area.
I would say 13. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we didn't get to college. We were in college in 13
Fall
and 14
2013
was our freshman year.
Yeah.
So I'd say 13 or 14.
So obviously comics have changed a while. We've read them less than a decade. But man, the formatting was different in this one.
Wow.
And let's just say, I'm just going to flat out say it. There are a lot of panels and a lot of text box, and I don't think they needed it all. I know it was the 80s. That was more common back then.
But my God.
But man, it was thick reading.
7 panels per page.
That was the minimum on this.
And then, on top of that, each panel had 2 to 3 bubbles per little panel.
Yeah.
So you're talking about 7 times 2. I mean, you're looking at
it was ridiculous.
14 to 21 plus
and it's
text boxes.
Again, this was during the 80s. Comics were completely different back then. But I don't know if I've said it on the show yet. I probably have, but I would like to one day write comics. And just in the small little bit of research that I've done, there are caps to how many panels you should put on a page.
Yeah.
Caps to how many straight up words and word bubbles per panel, per page, and stuff like that. And Marv Wolfman blew through those limits.
Yeah. Now, I know we're jumping ahead a little bit, and I wanted to address this. So we're doing Teen Titans this week. Next week, we're doing Batman Court of Owls.
Yes.
Court of Owls.
The stark difference in the
they had a lot of panels on a page.
Yes.
But in that page, there would only be a very fraction of text boxes. And those text boxes meant a very big deal to the storyline. And I know we're jumping forward, but I think it's needed to be noted because in Batman Court of Owls, it was needed. What was said was pertinent to the story.
Yeah.
New Teen Titans, I felt like I was reading a novel of that literally was just filling in, hey, we have this page, we have to put something in every panel.
Yeah. Now, my biggest 2 critiques as someone who has done a little bit of research about how to write comics and stuff like that. For one, there were actual narration boxes in this.
Which,
in comics, from what I've researched and just my own experience and my own opinion, should almost never happen. I mean, at the very rarest. Now, if you want to have like a page at the very beginning of like, hey, this is something that's happened so far, yes. But there are actual narration boxes in this. I'm like, that is for you to describe for the artist so they can draw it.
Well, almost like for me, a narration like what's happening in this, what do you want to call this? A volume, a collection, a collection.
A story arc that did so well, it got its own.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, the idea of it is beautiful, but honestly, it almost sounded like, say, Dick Grayson was recounting his stories.
Yes.
20 years later.
Yeah.
Like in 2000, Dick Grayson, aka Robin, aka Nightwing, is sitting there telling Tim Drake, what happened to the new Teen Titans. Yes. But in the issue, it almost seemed like the author was sitting there going, "Hey, we collected these, so we're gonna give you what's happening." It didn't seem very
well. As far as I'm aware, collected editions are literally just, hey, these came out as individual comics. We're just going to put them all in one book.
Right, which is understandable, but
I don't think they added any extra text or anything like that.
Right, which is even crazier is that at first I thought this was something that the creators and the writers put in once they put all the stuff together, not I'm reading this for the first time. Why the hell is this being narrated by some third-party ghost that we have no idea who it is?
Which should, in my opinion and slight research, should never happen. You should be drawing something. It should be able to come through in the drawing that you write for the author to draw, or it should be as a thought bubble or them actually speaking to someone.
Yes, I totally agree.
And then, just like I said, the other major critique I said was thinking was there is a text bubble in every panel,
literally,
and there is not that much speaking that needs to happen. And there were definitely moments where I felt like they were rehashing the same sentiment over and over again. Like when they were fighting Brother Blood, it was like, they got trapped and they were tied to those teeth or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, wait, don't break out just yet. I think that's what he wants us to do.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. Oh, there's giant monsters, so we kind of have to do something. All right, we defeated the monsters. Oh, but we can't break out because that's kind of what Brother Blood wants us to do. I was like, okay, but I got that like 2 panels ago. You're good.
That's what I was wanting to check with. Pulled out my Kindle. There was 192 pages.
Oh, yeah, it was.
192 pages.
7 issues, but yes.
7 issues. But most of the stuff we read is, say, 160. The last 10 to 20 is cover arts, the cool drawings of the originals. This was 192 pages of full-blown text.
Yeah.
I felt, and the biggest critique of this is I felt like I was handed a novel.
Yeah.
And told to read this
pictures in it.
with pictures.
Yeah.
Like I could have, honestly, if this was it turned into an actual novel and it said, Nightwing said, yada, then Robin said, then
there were
Starfire.
There were definite moments where I was kind of like, I think he just wrote this in the wrong medium.
Yes.
But that is also from us where in the Scott Snyder Batman run, they had a whole issue called the silent issue where nobody talked, and I thought that was genius.
That was beautiful.
It was right after Damian died.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I mean,
but that being said, this is obviously the most famous Teen Titans storyline.
Oh yeah, I mean,
all these people
down.
We just gave credit to are legends of the game, and we don't know slap dick about running comics. That was just our critique.
We'll give this right. I mean, the Judas Contract, in its essence, the idea of it first was a comic, then was adapted into the TV show on Cartoon Network, was turned into a DCEU movie, the animated movie.
Oh, okay, I was about to say that.
Animated, sorry, not EU. Sorry, animated universe, DCEU. So it
will probably make it to live screen. It would
so for sure has been adapted 3 different ways.
Yes,
this is the story of the Titans.
Yeah,
and it's a beautiful story. It just could have been written in half the amount of text.
Yes, and I also do think that was a product of the times.
Oh, definitely.
There were definitely pages in when we did Craven that were like that, and I was just like, geez.
Yeah, because that was done in the mid-'80s.
Yeah.
It was like, it was beautiful. I love the idea of it, but
that being said, let's start talking about the story now.
Yeah, we've gone 20 minutes, and
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
All right, this
All
might
right,
be a long
let's
one.
hit this real quick. The team members that are in this are Robin / Nightwing, and I am pretty sure I looked it up. This is Nightwing's first appearance.
First night.
Th-
There's a
this
lot of
is-
stuff they packed into this. Wally West retiring,
And apparently he
yeah.
retires for quite a while after this.
Yeah.
Like this is kind of his end for a good while.
And
So in
then,
saying that, it's Wally West,
Kid
Kid
Flash,
Flash. One
retired.
of my favorite, the Flash and all their family is one of my favorites. Beast Boy, also he's called Changeling.
They did that a lot.
But
Beast
he
Boy
was-
wasn't called Beast Boy in this, and then
But before this, he was Beast Boy.
what?
I looked it up when they originally created the character Beast Boy. He was Beast Boy.
Oh.
Then they changed him to Changeling, and then all of a sudden he turned back to Beast Boy.
Probably because Changeling was something they probably couldn't copyright.
Then
and then
Raven,
Deathstroke was-
Starfire, Cyborg, Wonder Girl, which is Donna Troy,
Yeah.
and Tara Markov, aka Tara.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Tara Markov for the team, she's called Tara.
Yeah.
Slade's pretty much second-hand assassin, and we need to get
a little
into
bit.
the love interest.
Yes.
Was
knew
she
that
truly
was-
16 years old?
Yes. And Deathstroke has a.
Dude, they hinted so hard.
Oh no, it's pretty much flat out.
Okay,
said.
all right.
At some point,
I
they did
just-
say lovers.
Okay.
I forgot to mention that before we actually read the real thing. I knew that was a thing in this comic book.
Well, in the Cartoon Network show, there's this weird father-daughter relationship,
Yes.
but there's even
Because they cannot put that into a kid's show.
no. But now thinking of what I watched, there's this very subtle hint of there's a little bit more. Like
See, I'm slowly but surely working my way back through the Teen Titans on HBO Max. I haven't gotten to Terra yet, but yeah,
she's one of the last season editions, isn't it?
Yeah. I think they ended with the storyline.
But
back to the comic.
So that was, and again, Slade was called Terminator,
yes,
but Terminator /
wonder-
Deathstroke.
I wonder how long they got away with that before the Terminator people were like, yeah,
Because
bro, you can't be calling them that.
I looked at the I didn't look up when the Terminator movie with
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger came out, but
I want to say 80s or 90s.
Deathstroke Terminator, he was called Deathstroke and Terminator. Like it went back and
It's
forth
just-
for years. But
This
I
is
never saw a
before
definitive
90s
when.
and 2000s where it was like
There was
everybody
no
had their
copyrights,
IP
yeah.
and trademark. There were, but nobody.
but
fought
no one
over
really
it.
cared. Yeah,
because
but,
it was comic books. It didn't matter.
But again, I mean, you're talking about this is the iconic Teen Titan group
Yep.
minus Wonder Girl, which is Diana Troy.
Which was like reading this, I was like, why did they leave her out of the cartoon? I wonder.
Well, what's odd is they've brought her. She is in the Titans book, which was in Rebirth with
Yes.
Nightwing, Starfire.
Fucking everybody.
This pretty
Like
much
the
this,
original.
yeah,
Plus all the originals before that with like Cloak and Dagger and all.
right.
That. Yeah.
Which was odd, but my biggest critique, I guess, of watching this as a kid on Cartoon Network is, yeah, Beast Boy was a comic,
Yeah.
Cyborg was a jock trying to be funny,
Yeah.
but no one on this team seemed to want to be a team member.
Yeah, they were.
Did you catch that, or
I was gonna say that. It seems like George Perez, or not George Perez, but maybe Marv Wolfman didn't think teens were, I don't know, teenagers. He just kind of wrote them as assholes.
they were
of
all
them.
assholes?
Yeah.
Literally all assholes.
Yeah.
Now, something I wanted to see was, and I didn't look this up, and I should have, was when this collected edition, issue 1, which it said what they call issue 1 in the comic, that's not issue 1 of Titans. Teen Titans. There was Teen
definitely
Titans
does not
before
seem-
that.
Yeah. It definitely does not seem like issue 1.
But and that's what got me is like this isn't like their first get together.
No.
Yet they acted like
They
this
did
was
not
the
wanna be
first
there.
time they've ever worked together. They were not mean to each other, but
They
they're
definitely weren't nice to
like,
each
yeah,
other.
they weren't nice to each other.
weren't
I
a
mean, you've
family.
got Cyborg pretty much calling everybody, just kid or you there or something else, and
I don't know, but yeah, they did not seem like they wanted to be there.
No.
But, I guess another, I don't know if it was a complaint, but did we really have to have those first 3 issues about Brother Blood in this storyline?
No.
No.
There was
the only
literally
reason it was is because an issue, what would have been one for this collected edition, was where they revealed Tara was working with Deathstroke.
literally the Brother Blood. That was
you could
another
have had
thing.
that in a flashback scene, or like hey, this happened earlier,
and
then gone
right.
about issues 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, I mean that was the thing. Issues 2 and 3.
And I mean,
were
I guess you're
literally
showing
but,
she's been on the team for a while and stuff like that.
Okay,
But she didn't really start like truly hanging out with the team until issue 4.
but you could have shown that in the scene where they were having their combat sequences, where they were training with each other.
Yeah,
You could have had 2 more sequences of that, where it was her first day, then it was kind of her middle ground, then her culmination with her fight with Beast Boy. That could have showed her progression, not this weird. The whole Brother Blood arc between on issue 2 and 3 made no fucking sense.
Push my way through those.
Made no sense.
I do not give a fuck about Brother Blood.
I mean, I know Judas Contract has it's Slade Wilson, Deathstroke, aka Terminator, whatever you want to call him. I know that is what Judas Contract's supposed to be, in whatever orientation or what do you want to be.
I was literally just sitting there,
and I'm sitting there going, the Brother Blood is like Brother Blood has nothing to do with this. That's just another villain for the Teen Titans. Why are we talking about this?
Yeah. What'd you think about? I guess in the Teen Titans cartoon, they played it more of, well, now she's grown attached to the Titans, but she's also attached to Deathstroke. Now it's just like that moral struggle of who do I choose? And this, she did not give a fuck about the Titans.
What was fuck?
She was just mad that Deathstroke chose his family over her.
Yeah,
that was the whole thing.
And I'm sure there was some backstory, but why was she so hateful of the Titans?
That's what
because her brothers worked for the Titans, or her half brothers, whatever you want to call it, with the Titans.
She called them goody two shoes and stuff like that. I have a statement about that a little bit, and I guess I'll talk about it. But I guess in like every video I've ever watched about the story arc, it kind of pitched it as, oh, this is what happens in like a domestic, or like, not domestic violence, but he definitely like mentally used her and tricked her. He wasn't really in love.
What is it called? When you're when somebody has captured somebody and they love the person. Stockholm syndrome.
It was a little bit of that. But then there was, and this is honestly, let me find it because I wrote the whole thing down. This is what, after pushing it all through and then just kind of being like, this wasn't as great as I thought about. This one page went from like, we kind of wasn't digging this comic to, okay, now this is super intriguing, because we thought it was like, or I was always pitched it was a lesson about someone mentally like playing games with a younger girl, which by the fact we mentioned, the fuck was why did they put her with a 16-year-old?
Dude, like the whole time I'm sitting there going, please just tell me
she's
like
walking
18.
around in like a robe and calling them lovers and stuff like that.
Like, please, like, tell me she's like 20
strongly
and
flirting.
just acting like a 16-year-old. Like, and then at the end they're like, no, she's 16 years old, and I'm sitting there going, holy mother of God!
So it was always pitched as that kind of like abusive relationship storyline in videos
but
and stuff.
He was never.
But this one page, I don't know how people missed it. I think it was a mental health story way before people started caring about mental health.
Okay. What you got?
This is what I wrote down. So this is like, as she's starting to like, the boulder's starting to crash down on her and she's killing herself. So,
okay. All right. Which is a very, if you've ever watched the Cartoon Network Teen Titans, not going to lie, was a very like emotional, sad
because
thing
she
for
did
me
that
as
to
a
save
kid.
the Titans, and there, this she was just
this
pissed
she's
off.
just pissed.
But it said, there's a whole page that says her name is Tara Markov, and she is little more than 16 years old, and due to the fault of no one but her own self, she is insane. No one taught her to hate. yet she hates. Without cause, without reason. No one taught her to destroy, yet she destroys with glee, with relish. Don't look for reasons which do not exist. Plainly, Tara Markov is what she is, and has taken a great power and made it as corrupt as she is. Her powers were limited only by her mind, which she controlled them, a mind to which sought not hope, not love, not life, but death. And she found death, but not her enemies, but her own.
Like, as you're saying that, I remember the sequence and the pages where everything.
And again, that was all on one page, and I cut parts out. How much fucking text was that?
Yeah, that tells you how much fucking shit's in one page. But yeah,
but no one talks about the mental health aspect. This girl clearly needed help, and Deathstroke was not the person to help her.
But Deathstroke, and in that, to me, it shows Deathstroke didn't push her to this.
She was already that.
She was already like this.
He just
Deathstroke
to his advantage.
Yeah, Deathstroke's like, oh really? Here's a little incentive.
Yeah,
I don't have to teach you. I don't have to train. It helped her, trained her a little.
Yeah,
but didn't manipulate her. Didn't corrupt her. In that text, to me, shows or says she was already corrupted. Something snapped inside her brain that would not allow.
And it was something happened in like her country where she got sent to America, and she kind of was on her own, and Deathstroke found her.
See, I missed that.
She grew up on her own, which I think also played into it.
This was something that I thought about reading. I read the text at the beginning written by Wolfman.
I didn't
I read a little bit of it. And in it he says people were so mad at him for turning Tara evil. And he puts in his comment, he says, I literally wrote it telling you that she would not betray Slade.
Yeah.
That she was, this is her end goal, that she would turn against the Titans.
I mean, yeah, she, in issue 1, which was before the entire,
the actual Judas
flashback.
Yeah, the Judas contract only happened in 4, 5, 6, and 7. 4, 5, and 6, and 7.
Because 4, they'd had that setup episode where, hey, she's starting to get along with people.
Beautiful episode. Yeah. Oh, God.
But, no, the very first issue, which was the beginning of the Brother Blood, they also go ahead and set up the fact that, hey, this girl's working with Slade. So,
right. And I caught myself 2 or 3 times knowing, all right, I read the comment by Wolfman, knowing she's going to betray them.
Yeah.
Watching the Cartoon Network series, she's going to betray them.
Because in the Cartoon Network series, they made it more of a struggle.
They did.
That's why we expected that.
They made it more of a struggle.
It was more of a...
But in this,
I do like those guys. But in this one, she was like, no, fuck you guys.
I did catch myself 2 or 3 times going...
Hoping.
She's going to be a Titan. She's going to betray Slade. And each time, it was a fleeting just snap of she's gonna choose the Titans, and then literally going, no, the fuck she's not.
See,
she will not choose the Titans.
I get that feeling every time Friday Night Lights the movie.
Oh God! Oh, the final.
Every
scene.
fucking
God, the final. The scene.
Final drive. All I do is want them to fucking win, even though I know they don't.
Every time.
And then when
Tim
McGraw goes up to Billingsley after he's been an asshole the entire time, takes his championship ring off and puts it on his finger. Tears every fucking time.
That hurts. That one's a soul crushing. Just. You want to watch a bunch of high school?
We've already. This is gonna be a long episode.
I mean, honestly, we've got some critiques about the text boxes, the pages. Yeah. Honestly, this could have been a 90-page book. Yeah. And honestly, would have gotten just as much across.
Yes.
But again, this is
the Teen Titans storyline.
Yeah.
One fact I also want to address before we go. In the cartoon, Beast Boy comes off as a lovable loser who girls do not take seriously. This one, he is a fucking creep.
He's a creep.
There is a panel that has nothing to do with the story that he literally is just a dog walking next to Starfire.
Dude,
looks up her skirt.
Yes, he's talking about Dick Grayson.
Trying to pick a new name.
All right, so Dick Grayson renounces Robin.
Yes.
He says, I am no longer Batman's sidekick. I need to be my own person.
Yes.
So
He doesn't know what that is yet.
Changeling,
there's like
a.k.a. Beast Boy, a.k.a.
It's a running joke of him trying to
Garfield
names
Logan.
For him, yeah.
Is literally for like 2 fucking pages of 14 panels.
Yeah.
Giving him stupid names, giving Dick Grayson stupid names, and he's walking as a dog, looks up to Starfire and goes, ooh, hey, Starfire.
Yeah.
And then they just move along, and I'm sitting there going, oh my God, he just looked up her skirt. Like, he did. They did that.
Marv and George got caught being horny.
They did.
Yeah.
Literally. He's just, and then they just, hey, Starfire. And I'm like, oh my God, they did that. Like,
fuck?
they literally did that.
Yeah. But we got to end this at some point.
Oh, yeah, man. Again.
Let us know your comments or your thoughts in the comments.
I mean,
I'm not going to say final comment or final thoughts because we've already.
Yeah,
so
you know our thoughts. Yeah, it was a big loaded
there's
series.
A lot of shit that happened in this.
Dear God, I mean, it was a very.
It was dense.
It was beautiful. I enjoyed it. It is definitely up there.
Yeah.
Top 5. For me,
yeah.
as a Titans fan, this is a top 5 comic ever.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Gun to your head, you had to, or not gun to your head, because why would you need a gun to head to either read it again or watch it? Do you prefer the Teen Titans TV show or the actual comic book it came from?
The show.
Yes.
Growing up.
I think the non-creepy Beast Boy,
Holy
the
fuck.
non-super creepy love story between Tara and Deathstroke, and Tara actually starting to care about the Titans makes me like the TV show more.
And granted, we grew up with that.
Sure.
We didn't understand. We didn't know this.
Yeah.
Yes, the TV show definitely, because there's some pretty creepy shit in this one, man.
Yeah. But next week, the comic
Your
that
favorite person
probably got me into. I don't know if Batman's my favorite anymore, but he's still. This is probably
he can say all the fuck he wants. He knows Batman's his favorite fucking person.
This was one of the first comics I ever started reading, and really cemented me. I like comics. It is Volume 1 of Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's Batman run from the New 52. Probably the best thing to come out of the New 52.
Yeah.
And his villain that he created, the Court of Owls, Volume 1. Don't forget Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, subscribe, follow, like, all that stuff. Watch my weekly videos. You know what? Just go. Leave nice comments about Davis in the comments. He needs some positive thoughts too. But we'll see y'all next week. And see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening or watching our podcast this week. Please either go watch our past videos or like, comment, subscribe. Please keep the interactions going, and we'll talk to y'all next week.